You can't go that way. Ugh. Okay. Hey guys, what's up? SrSpookfest here. How we doing? Let's go. Alright. The building's actually lit up tonight. What's up, Friday House? Thorn Groves, Michael Birkin. How we doing? We are back at the old Fort Monroe. I'm going this way first tonight. Excuse me. So, that's pretty. How you guys doing? Why you would even drive down here? Road closed. Maybe you can't come over here. There's the moat. Wonder if there's a monster. So that right there is Patriot Battery. That has some cannons on it. We'll go over here through the construction site. What's up, 4 people? Let's just take a peek at the moat. I got my little flashlight. I'll take out the big one later. Any moat monsters? Hey, mermaids. Let's go this way. Ooh, I do see a light on over there inside the... Oh, it might have been from a street light. Alright, through the construction site. I do believe they are working on the lighthouse, but I want to go over to the lighthouse. Spooky. Let's get freaky. Get swifty. This little flashlight's actually pretty awesome. Alright, we're heading towards the lighthouse. This is Patriot Battery. Lots of... Whoop. What are you guys saying? Oh, hey, Maiko, what's going on? Yeah, off limits, eh? High intensity. Ooh, it looks like I could see in there too if I peek over. Maybe I'll go around the other side. Hello? I'm Ryan. Come scare the shit out of me. So, let's go to the lighthouse. There's a cell I don't know if I've looked in before. Let's see if we can see in here. No, it's blocked off. There's an AC in there. Ooh, creepy. I bet it's cool as hell in there. I'd like to go in. Whoa, big metal doors over there. Let's get going. Check that out. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hello? Oh. Okay. That was kind of scary. I heard something, but probably just a bird or something. Angle iron. Oh, yeah. What's up, 7 people? So we are going to do a repeat of the same experiment that I did where I got disembodied footsteps over at quarter 1, but I wanted to check out some other stuff first. Hello! Authorized personnel only. There's bathrooms back there. Battery Irwin, open to public, and other batteries are off limits. All other batteries are off limits? The D. Russie battery isn't. I've gone over there and hung out for a while. Etiquette era batteries. So this was Patriot battery. And there's some cannons right there. Big old cannons. Yeah, there's going to be some people walking around. 15-pounder guns. Designated 1901, 1903. Construction cost $12,500. Douglas S. Irwin, Battery Irwin. Let's go. New construction. They got some linear lines running, probably to that house. Yeah, they're doing electrical for. I'm wondering what they're doing to. Oh, that's never been opened before. This says off limits, but I've been up there a few times. Battery Irwin. This has never been opened. This is like. Hello? I'm Ryan. Hold on a sec here. Fix my pants. Hello? Oh, the echo's freaky. Yeah, I don't know if they're still doing construction. Obviously, the lighthouse isn't on right now. All right, let's go. So there would have been another cannon up there. Thanks, Michael. Share them links. Oh, let's peek in here. Hello? All right, let's go to the lighthouse. Yeah, usually these they had doors on them. Now they're just open, huh? Looks like the door fell off. Yeah, nice Friday House. You got over 100 subs now. It's hard to get. Yeah, let's go. The lighthouse is like covered up, but I wanted to come take a look at it anyway. Plus, there will be nobody over here because it's all off limits. Digging up the road. So, this lighthouse comes with a cool story. Pretty cool they're renovating it. So, the lady in white over here said to be searching for her missing husband who went missing. Yeah, oh, she's all being fixed up. There's a lighthouse inside of there. Here we can read this, and then we're going to go over to Oh, that is cool. Usually this lighthouse is actually still lit up. They still use it. The lighthouse built in 1802, the oldest standing structure at Fort Monroe, remains active. Navigational aid, property of the U.S. Coast Guard. During the War of 1812, the tower was used to look out by British invasion force while attacking Washington. The adjacent house was the lighthouse keeper's quarters until the light was automated in 1973. The house became Army property. But yeah, during that war in 1812, I guess her husband went out to sea on a boat and never returned. And it said you could see the lady in white roaming this area and crying and looking for her husband. So this would be the lighthouse or lighthouse keeper's house right here. Now let's go into the fort and I'll go to quarters 1. Let's walk in some red light. Ooh, spooky. I see dead people. There's some people over here. Alright, I'm gonna have a cigarette before we get over there. Yeah, it's hard to get 100 subs. I remember when I hit 100 subs, it was like, wow, I never was really expecting it. I never thought I'd get as far as I have, but I really have fun doing this. It's my passion. Yeah, you're working on stuff. Friday, you do a great job, man. I just got to figure out the computer because I'm not good at it, and me and my wife have been so busy. I haven't had time. Got stuff broken. I fixed the sink yesterday. It's been clogged for like weeks. We have construction going on around our house, and it's shaking our house, and all this black sand ended up getting in the U-joint of the pipes and clogging the crap out of our sink in the bathroom. Then our toilet wasn't flushing. I just keep trying to fix stuff. It's hard to get out and do this kind of stuff. Anna Howcroft, hello. Anybody else here? Friday House, Michael Birkin, Mike O, Mysteries Untold. Yeah, thanks Michael Birkin for the music too. The Bud Files, hello, if you're still here. Anna Howcroft. Laura Croft? Alright, I'm gonna walk next to the moat. Who knows? Maybe we'll get lucky and something will splash at me again. Check this out. Usually this isn't lit up. They must have just redone that. It's actually the old post lookout tower. They don't use it anymore, but looks good with some lights. Alright guys, we're gonna drive this. And I'm gonna pull a mermaid out of this moat. Just grab it, you know. Alright, the story of the moat monster is fun. So an old general was walking his dog one night and said he saw a giant pink monster swimming through this moat. Probably 20, 25 feet long. Hey mermaids. Yeah, that's cool. Alright. Let's go set up. And I will do the same experiment I did when I got those footsteps. Hop in the excavator, pull out a mermaid, why not? Lots of pirate tales of mermaids around here. I think even Blackbeard had a story of mermaids. Sirens and stuff. Alright, there's the entrance. We're going to go straight over to quarters 1. And I'll set up the same way I did when I got those disembodied voice. It's about the same. Oh, hi, possum. Come here. Hey, possum. Hey. Hey. Don't you jump in that water, dude. He he really did. Bro. Look at him go. Poor guy. I did not try and make you. How are you going to get out of there, dude? Oh, no. Hopefully he can climb back up where that wall's broken. I wasn't expecting that. Okay, possum, you have a good swim. Dude, if a monster pops up now and eats this thing. No way. Yeah, he could probably climb up this wall. It's all broken there. Or he'll just go get under the bridge here. Hey, Spectral Whispers, Water Horse Enchanted, hello. I want a water horse to come eat this possum. I really didn't think he was going to jump in. That was crazy. Okay. Craziness already. Mothman, the red eyes. Possums can swim good, yeah. He'll be alright. There's ways to get out of there. Where the hell did he go? There he is. Yeah, he'll be alright. He's coming towards the bridge. I'll leave him alone. Poor guy, I did not mean to make him jump in. Alright, let's go in. Unless they have rabies. He did turn around and look at me like, you bastard. I will bite you. For a second, I thought he was going to play possum and pretend he was dead. Hello, Fort Monroe. So for the new people, this is Fort Monroe, Norfolk, Virginia. I'll show the sign of this house. What a cool house. Absolutely love it. Looking for people, no people around. So I've been to this place a few times. The last time I was here, I got disembodied footsteps. Alright, you guys get to read this. Possum said, F this. Yeah, water horse. Alright, let's see. Hi, I'm Ryan. If you remember me, you can walk up to me again. A car come in. This place is really cool. Ooh. So, right here, this is what I heard. This is what it sounded like. I was sitting right there, and then it went and off back out this way. Sounded like actually somebody walking up to me. Historical preservation work in progress. I hope I get to go in here one day. Let's go take a look inside. So, I will do the exact same setup, sitting right this way, and read out of the book again. If you'd like, you could show yourself. I'm not that scared. We're going to set up over here in a moment. I just got to check my surroundings. Make sure nobody's in here messing around. So upstairs, one floor, there's a fireplace like this. And it said Abraham Lincoln's ghost has been seen more than once. There's a lady that knocks on these windows. Let's make sure there's no possums in here or... Yeah, so they're renovating this, which will be cool if I can get in there one day. I'd spend the night in there, just me, a camera, and voice recorder. So yeah, that's a good idea. You want me to just go in? If this was unlocked. Ooh. Any lady at the top of the stairs. Looks like that might go over to a basement around that corner. If it was unlocked. Okay, I'm not going in anyway, though. It is unlocked. I don't think I really tried that before. I'm not going in, though. I don't want to get in trouble. Yep, always get the same feeling, too. Creepy. Alright. Surroundings checked. Now, I did go up here last time, but I had security show up. Should I go up there? Hopefully the lighthouse is uncovered soon so that we can see the lighthouse once again. Man, it'd be cool to see a shadow person just walking by now. Let's take a peek. I'm not gonna try and open any more doors or kitchen. Let's go set up. I'm going to do the same experiment, read out of the Fort Monroe book. Man, it gets creepy. Oh, I wonder what's in that attic. There's probably cool old stuff in the attic. Alright, same setup. So, that right here is where I've heard the footsteps before, and it walked this way and then turned around. Let's see if we can get it again. I'm going to do the same exact setup, read from the same pages of the book. Let me set you up. Hello, I'm Ryan. Here comes somebody on a bike, I believe. Yeah, okay. Bike riders. I don't think anybody will come over here and bother me. Let me make sure I'm set up the right way. So this is pretty much exactly the way I had it, right here, and I'm sitting right about here. What are you guys saying? Thank you all for coming in. I'm about to set this up the same way I had it. Got the old Fort Monroe book that I'll be reading out. Mega flashlight. That's the brightest flashlight I got. Two. Got big banging construction going on somewhere over there. Car. It is a bit windy, so I'm gonna put the rest on my fence here behind the wall right here. 77 degrees out. I was the first to like. Thanks, guys. I was the fourth one. So that's probably just wind. It is a bit windy. So we've got music box. Set that up back where I had it. That was over there. The bell is next to that. Oops. Oops, sorry about that. Just trying to set stuff up the way it was. Toy car right in front of that. Alright. Equipment. Book. And okay, the wind just blew that. And yeah, REM pod is probably just from wind. Let me fix you. Alright, that's the same angle. Let's see. It's too hot. 77. Oh my nuts. Wow. Hi, I'm Ryan. Could you turn this little handle? Fun little music box. There's a bell here. I got spirit box. Mega flashlight in case I do get freaked out. I can actually see everything. So you walked up to me the last time. Could you do that again? That's just wind. So I'm going to read out of this book about Fort Monroe. some of the story. See how far. Old quarters number one. See, old quarters number one. Abraham Lincoln stayed here. Vera Davis Jefferson's second wife lived the life of many triumphs before her husband's most famous visit to Fort Monroe. Cherished daughter of Southern plantation family, she became the wife of a handsome, distinguished man who was. Whew, that scared me. Okay. I do believe that's just wind. I might shut run pod off. Did you ring this bell? Or make the music box go off? Regarded as perfect and godlike, I'm gonna shut this off for now. Just too windy right here to be able to have the rep pod going. VIP ghosts of. He lived in fame and died in virtue because William Shakespeare wrote about this place. Where was it? Rather windy, sorry. She became social leader in Washington when her husband was Secretary of War, and the son became the First Lady of the Confederacy of several millions. Aside from all that, she was regarded as an intelligent, informed woman until 1865. She seemed that she was people chosen of fortune's darling. A car went by. Her honor and position of the wealth disappeared on May 19th, 1965. Even her husband was carried away from her when their ship docked at the Engineers Wharf at Fort Monroe. Jefferson Davis was taken under guard at the casemate and locked up within these walls of this fort, which was a closed dungeon as the United States had to offer Verena, I've been saying it wrong, very sorry, Verena Davis. Her trunks and belongings were rifled through, and what the crews took fancy, they took, and officers of the conquering army. She lamented in her letters that many of them were no gentlemen in their lives. She even doubted the woman's status as wives, not ladies. Here she is, and she's supposed to bang on the windows. Let me come read what you guys are saying. Ugh. What up, 9 people? Alright. Yeah, I didn't get to bring my wife's phone. I was going to do a second angle from over there. And I still got to grab a new digital recorder. My recorder, even though I changed the batteries, still isn't working. It was a really old one, so I'm not surprised. Could you turn that music box or ring the bell there? Spectral Whispers, good to see you, B. And I do promise next time I come up there, we will do an investigation. I just got so tired and busy and family and. walk up to me. Come say hello. I'm Ryan. Not gonna try and hurt you or scare you. I'll probably only hang out here for a little bit longer. 0 on the millimeter and 77.7. So I heard you walk up to me the last time you were here. Would you do that again? Yeah, I really do. I want to go out to that old foundation near your house where I think like an old witch lived. That's what I think. Where? Black Widow spider right in front of there. Yeah. Alright, car going by. Alright, Ghost Alley today, facing Chapel Center. So next to the chapel is called Ghost Alley. Some of Lee's contemporaries serving with him at Fort Monroe during the 3.5-year tour included Joseph Johnston, E. Johnston, Benjamin Hugger, James Barnes. 30 years later, when between the states, I just heard something behind the camera. No, no animals. I don't see anything. I heard like a pop. For investigations, we need to get a 4-channel recorder, like a Tascam. Okay, Tascam. That sounds cool. I definitely need some better equipment. Maybe one day, once I actually break the 1,000 subscribers and maybe make some money, I could get better equipment. There is another spot I wanted to get to. I'll hang here, have another cigarette, just for a bit, and hang out for a moment. But there's a jail cell across the way, and they used to stick 40 or 50 men in there, and I want to do a little investigation over by that. Could you ring this? Or maybe this music box is really cool. And make that go off. Eerie footsteps on the Lover's Tryst in Ghost Alley. We're gonna walk down Ghost Alley, of course, and go check out the same spots I have before. Would anyone like to say anything? Talk into that thing on that black stand there. It will be able to hear you. there's people walking a dog or something. Yeah, just a couple doing a ghost walk, probably enjoying this nice night. That did freak me out though, because I just asked it to speak to me. All right, I'm just gonna have a cigarette and then we're gonna be heading out of here. So now's your chance. If you'd like to walk up to me or say anything, let yourself be known. I'm Ryan. You could say your name into this device. Maybe bang on one of the windows. Vieira. Miss Vieira Davis, are you here? Verena Davis, sorry. I kept reading it wrong. Could you walk up to me again? I heard you the last time I was here. $78, nothing on the millimeter. And I can see out and down the alleyway, the tunnel that we walked through over the moat. Maybe make that go off in my hand. So I know you're here. It is about the same time. And maybe we'll get lucky and it's residual haunting, so the footsteps happen every night. I'm gonna start packing this up because we're gonna go. I got a 3.5 before I shut the mill off. 0.35, so really, really low. Can you hear the bell? Toy car, flashlight, S-Box. Maybe we'll try an S-Box session.
Xbox. Gaming. FM. Gaming. AM.
Four. Are there 4 of you here? Alright, so I'm just doing a little bit of the S-Box. I know it's annoying, but... Hello, I'm Ryan. Could you say my name back to me? Damn it, my house is haunted. Sorry. No need to be sorry. What's your name? That's a radio station there. Via, Vieira, Varina Davis, are you here? Alright, I'm gonna start walking over to the ghost alley. Thank you if you did do anything. I didn't really catch it this time, but yeah, 9:30. This is the time that I caught those footsteps right here. And then I walked out to the street and there was nobody around. And I didn't see a person. There was no security. I really thought security was walking up to me. But you're actually allowed here until midnight, and then after that, you're not supposed to be coming around here because people live here. Well, still live here. Do you guys want to go up there real quick and just take a quick look? Let me check around, make sure there's no people or security truck coming, and we'll go look at this top porch real quick. So yeah, I came out here. There was no people that way, and there was no people that way. And I could tell on that other side, there's no people over there, so the footsteps did sound like. That's what it sounded like. Alright, let's go up there. OG Sunshine, what's up? Alright, so I gotta go over there, up those stairs, around this corner, and we'll go peek in these windows. Check that out. That might be the thumbnail after the live. And then we gotta go that way. Maybe I'll go the dark way behind the buildings and go that way through towards Ghost Alley. So, lots of stories of shadow people running along these ramparts, these old walls. Ooh, I wonder what's in there. There's another part where it had cannons up there. I don't like going up over there though. There's a lot of cockroaches and bugs up on that. And that's probably just rotted wood and stuff, so. Alright. Ooh, creepy. Alright, let's go up there. Alright, double check. Securities. No, no security. If the security guard comes again, I have been up here and a security guard drove past. I am not destroying or hurting anything. I am just simply looking. Very cool to be able to come up on this. Check out the old light. Who knows how long that's been here. I can barely see. They are renovating this. So So right in that far room over there, you're supposed to be able to see Abraham Lincoln's ghost. Let's go over there. I don't think anybody else has this view. Fire escape ladder. I ain't climbing up that though. So there's the fireplace that Abraham Lincoln has been seen standing at. Oh, car. Get down. Yeah, actually, I'll just go down this way. Very cool to be stepping here. This is where Abraham Lincoln walked. Alright, let's go to Ghost Alley. You definitely get that creep feeling. There's a spiral staircase to the upstairs in there. What's that? Okay, that's just like the screen on the window. Alright, let's go to Ghost Alley. Now, I have seen a shadow figure here before. I've actually heard footsteps following me here before. Let's go the creepy way. Check out these trees, this is cool. Freaky. Alright, so I have talked to one guy who lives over here. He's lived here for 4 months, I believe he said 4 months in. He's seen shadow figures running through this field, which does kind of make sense with how many reports over 100 years of shadow figures, even from the military guys, some of the bigger ups, the generals and stuff. Steve, yes, Steve was his name. Steve still lives here. He might be out walking. He said he usually walks at like 9:30 and does like the same path. Now these are old quarters right here for the higher up echelons, the generals and the... Man, it looks freaky. So regular quarters would be in those buildings for just the military guys, the guys who ran the cannon batteries. Alright, let's keep going. I'm being very attentive because I have heard footsteps following me before. Bernard Road. Oh, that light just came on. All right. A train used to actually pull up to that building there. Ryan's a ninja. Oh shit, dude, not so fast. Sorry. Yeah, that's another thing. I gotta go slower when I'm on a live. Oh, and a light just went out. Hello? Now, somebody lives in this building, so I'll keep my flashlight off for right now. You son of a bitch. I think just a stick fell. So, that building over that way, I have walked over that way and seen a shadow figure, but these tree branches here got in the way. Be easy on the vertigo. Sorry. Alright, we're heading over to Ghost Alley. And I told the story of this church over here. This church actually had a guy who was supposed to be having a service there, said if I ever go into the church, it will catch on fire. And one of the rafters actually did catch on fire in the church right over there. Yeah, people live here, so I don't want to bother them. There's a cool tree. That's a big tree. That thing's probably 300 years old. That's a good treehouse tree, climbing tree. So that right down that path, that's the church, that white building. And that caught on fire one time when they were doing a service for a guy. And he always said if he ever went in a church, it would catch on fire, so. Yes, my ghost friends. Who knows? Maybe one day I'll get in here. I have heard this yellow house is super haunted. They are renovating. They've tried to paint it multiple times and it never stays, it always fades. And they've tried to fix the porch, but it keeps falling apart. But there's the church. And on the inside, one of the rafters actually caught on fire while they were doing. You've gone into churches and they use the spirit bottle of water on you, the holy water. Never know what's going to happen. Anything could happen right now. For some reason, that house always freaks me out. I really do. I'm going to call soon. There's the 15-inch cannon barrels with 300-pound cannonballs. So they're renovating this. Maybe one day we'll get in there. What? Okay. The way that window is in the middle there just freaked me out. Me playing with the tassels on the pulpit drippings. Hi, I'm Ryan. Would you like to communicate with me or let me know you're here? I'm not scared. Just interested in the history. and appreciate what you guys did. So there's that 300-pound cannonball that this thing used to shoot, and that's called Lincoln's gun. Doi. No trespassing, but I can put you guys over the fence so we can have a little look-see. And I can see, actually. Well, I can't really see, but anything in the windows. If you're in this yellow house here, building number 14, could you show yourself? All right. That cool old church. Seen somebody possessed by a demon on your second investigation? Jesus. Now, I've never seen somebody really possessed per se. I've seen people acting weird after doing a Ouija board or just acting really terrified. So, this is supposed to be around where some of the shadow figures are seen. What the? Okay. Saw something out of the corner of my eye here. Cast in 1860, this was the first 15-inch Rodman gun. Its range was more than 4 miles. Weight of it projected over 300 pounds during Civil War. It was used to bombard Confederate batteries. Point the gun was named for President Lincoln, March 1862. So, from what I've read while writing chapter 5 of my book, doesn't sound like a good thing to experience. No, I don't think it would be. I do not want to get possessed. I have white light surrounding me and I have backup. I got my spirit guides and stuff. Nothing can hurt me. That's probably part of the reason I'm not scared. Plus, I've pretty much died before, so I already know. Let's keep going. Beautiful. His eyes were orange. I told people that after the fact. They said, did he have pink eye? What the fuck part of orange did you miss? Pink eye is definitely not orange. I do believe if you play enough around with Ouija boards or doing this kind of stuff, you could get an attachment, you could bring stuff home. So you're not allowed to follow me home. You could stay here and I will be back and I'll come say hello again. Now, the first time I came over this way, I did not know about, is it still there? There's a mannequin in one of these windows that scared the shit out of me. What was that? Oh shit. What the? Something's banging around in a tree right here. I definitely hearing branches like clank together. What? I don't see any animals or birds. I do have mega flashlight, but I don't really need it right now. this fucking guy. Yeah, scared the crap out of me. Yeah, mannequin man. You freaking. They did that on purpose. Freak out the tourists. Okay, the reflection off this window is reflecting over that way. Oh, I gotta zoom out. Hold on. Yeah, so pointing that makes a little reflection over there. See that? Just made trick of the eye. Jesus, dude, slow down. Holy shit, you're not supposed to fly through here like that. They must live here. It's 15 miles an hour, not 40. What the fuck? Okay. Maybe I'm just seeing stuff, but maybe the car headlights did something there. Whew. Okay. Definitely freaking myself out. Yeah, they must live here, and they were in a rush. Now, I don't know if I'm going to set up my equipment again. But right over there, there's some jail cell that I'm going to go over to, and we'll knock on the door. This just seemed like I should come over here. I don't know why. Hello? That air conditioner's on. I really don't think anyone lives in there. Creepy basement. Oh, that window's broken. Alright, let's go over to... This one's freaky. Okay, let's go over here. There's a jail cell over here. I'm just gonna go knock on it. And we'll do a whole loop. Maybe I'll go the opposite way that I went last time. So if you've never seen this place before, I've been here a good amount of times. I'm probably at 15, maybe more times here now. I haven't filmed every time, but welcome to Fort Monroe. Let's go in here. Oh, you can re-enter this gate. This gate was closed for a while. But we might walk that way because I haven't really gone that way that many times. Let's just check this out and I'll read you the plaque. Check out some more of the moat. Stockade and guardhouse. Oh, is this? No, okay. The room in which you are standing, the present main gate walkway, was originally part of the guardhouse of Fort Monroe. The door in front of you leads to the individual cells, as opposed to the large room in which you are standing, which was a prison room for 20 or 40 men. The guardhouse was remodeled in 1870 and replaced by a new guardhouse in 1900. They would have 40 freaking people in this. That's where you go poop. Pee corner right there. And yeah, so they would have Drop chutes, ventilation. Let's go take a look at the moat. Oh, I'll knock on the door. So these had individual cells for the more naughty people. Could you knock back? Hey, Shadow Cat. Whew, it is hot. Oh, look, there's a security guard or a copper. Wow. Just look how, oh, look, they actually did have like one window there. Is there any more down there? Not that I see. Moat monster. Hi, kids. Oh, fish jump. Right there, fish jump. That'd be cool to go fishing in here. If I see a moat monster, I'd be so happy. So yeah, they have this entrance, the east entrance, and then there's one more over that way. This is Fort Monroe, Norfolk, Virginia, the world's biggest stone fort. Still is the biggest stone fort in the eastern United States. Lots of cool people have been here. Edgar Allan Poe was locked up here. I just want to walk through this part. Edgar Allan Poe was a deserter of war, so he got locked up in here. He wasn't in this part of the jail, but this is the main gate jail. And they used to stick 40 men in this little room here. And then the private cells are over there. Let's knock on this door. Oh, can I peek? I didn't see this before. So this would have been one of the private cells with maybe 2 or 3 guys in there. I'm killing this battery on my flashlight on this one. I'm gonna have to switch flashlights. I'm gonna knock again on this door. Let me set you up real quick. So Fort Monroe, I've done a few times. The last time I was here, I had footsteps, disembodied footsteps walk right up to me. Scared the hell out of me, but trying to get more disembodied voices or sounds, anything. I gotta trade flashlights here. So behind this door had private accommodations for the prisoners. Could you knock back? Since I killed my other flashlight, mega flashlight. Yeah, it's just about dead. But that's a good little flashlight. Instead of carrying around this heavy metal one. Back on. And I will be doing another investigation over here. Yep, so there's a lighthouse. One of the first buildings over here was a Point Pleasant Lighthouse. Or am I saying that wrong? I can't remember right now, but there's jail cells, there's lighthouses, lots of cannon stations. They had 15-inch cannons that would shoot up to 4 miles, 300-pound projectiles. Civil War, the War of 1812. Before that, this was owned by the Native Americans around here. And I do believe we're gonna go that way. Super flashlight, I got 72%. Yeah, let's go this way. I don't usually go this way, I usually go the other way. And that way is where the pet cemetery is. Along these ramparts, the walls, the huge walls here, there's a pet cemetery with hundreds of dogs buried, the war dogs. Every guy had pretty much a war dog. I'm not sure what that sign says, but see this ramp here? This is how they used to push ammunition up there or get their cannons up there. My great grandfather was. Why does my chat always disappear? Come on. My great grandfather was sent to Fort Delaware. Shadowcat, that's cool. Fort Delaware. I'm not too far from Delaware in Maryland. Oh, so I have gone this way. This would have housed a lot of the the cannon battery guys, and just the regular military guys. Alright. I have gone this way before. But we're just going to loop around. I'll go to some of these back alleys. We just did go down Ghost Alley, that was next to the church and the yellow building. Oh wait, can I go up there? I don't think people live here or anything, so I wouldn't be bothering anyone. And that building is kind of freaky. There's some old machinery in that building. I've looked in there before. Let's get a different view. It's just like an old office. Doesn't say no trespassing. Oh, there's a chain up there. I won't go up. Yeah, just another little office. So an old train used to run on this, and it would come up to this building. This main building over here would be where they had their big meetings for war planning. The Abraham Lincoln's been here. There's Underground Railroad stuff, Harriet Tubman stuff. Just looks like offices. Alright. Let's go this way. Now, last time I was over here, I definitely got creeped out. Get that strange feeling. The bell tolls. Where's that coming from? That must be on the other side of the moat. Yeah, here's one of the main buildings that they did a lot of meetings in, Civil War meetings. Building number 47. Offices. Boiler room there. Yeah, there must be something important in there if they're all barred up and locked up, yeah. Hello, ghosts? It's creepy over here. not entry. I'm hearing voices. Let's go this way. There's gotta be a person over here or something. I just heard somebody talking. So this was the main building that a train actually used to come up to. There's one more entrance, but it's blocked off. So yeah, there's four entrances, but you can't actually drive through that one, I don't think, anymore. Alright, I'm gonna be heading back towards the car, but we still got a good walk before we get over there. This is like a wind tunnel. Whoa, okay, just wind. Very windy, sorry. So some people do live in that building, but all these other places are just abandoned and empty. Alright, let's go this way. Now, I've never come over this way this far, but a lot of reports, even 100 years ago, some of the military guys would say they seen shadow figures running through this field. Lots of stories of them running along the top of the fort wall. But let's go this way. These are a lot of occupied houses over here. I do wonder what's over here. Let's go that way. Freakier. Yeah, so there's a couple apartments right there that people actually live in still. But let's go this way. Yeah, so this main building with the clock tower and everything, a train used to pull up right here. Then I guess underground they would hide slaves and help slaves escape and stuff. Underground Railroad came through here. So there's all sorts of secret tunnels that I'm still not sure exactly how you'd get into. I really got to call and find out and talk to some people. See if I can ever get into quarters one. But yeah, see, people live here. Do not enter. No parking. No parking. Gotta see how big the wall is. 33 feet thick, some places more. Not one cannonball ever breached this fort. The walls did get hit by cannonballs from pirate ships. Jesus, slow down, it's 15. So this fort has been hit by cannonballs a lot, but never did it actually break through and really do any damage. Old offices. Looks like a lab or something. Porter John. Yeah, that's you can get in there because that's an apartment building. So there's some people that live in here. So I'm not gonna go in there, but people that live here. And then there's a couple houses over here that people actually live in. Personal houses. Now that'd be cool to be living on this fort. I would be out every night doing an investigation. Now, the guy Steve that I did talk to said he's seen shadow figures. A woman lives right over here that had problems in her house, saying doors knocking, shadow figures, things disappearing, things moving. So she went and got some blue voodoo or something, hoodoo voodoo, and started giving presents to the spirits, and they actually stopped, and she hasn't had a problem since. Here's security. I'm just gonna wave. Hello. See, he doesn't care because you're allowed to be here until midnight. Oh, and I just walked into a spider web. Huge brick driveway. And we're back to quarters 1. Alright. Shall I go over here? I'll go to this part and then I'm going to be getting out of here. That's quarters 1 where Abraham Lincoln stayed. This was another battery with cannons. Maximum flashlight, please. Any shadow figures, come on out. Oh, car. What's this? Nothing? Okay. Alright, last time I came over here, I got attacked by a million cockroaches. And for some reason, this whole area is really creepy. Different view of quarters 1. Abraham Lincoln's over there, and that's where I caught the footsteps walking up to me. So I have gone up there and I've been on top of this, and it really is a bit of a climb. Yeah, they ain't joking when they say these walls are 40-something feet high. Let's see if I can get up here. That's the moat down there. Possum, you still down there? So those would hold some pretty big cannons, cannon platforms. Gotta be careful. Don't need to fall in that moat. And then this would be a hideaway cannon. So basically a pop-out cannon. So it would be, I say it's that. Of course, there's always one of those. Yeah, that's cool. Jump. No, I'm not parkouring, guys. But this cannon would sit right in there, pop up, shoot out into the ocean over there. up to 3 or 4 miles, and then boom, hit a ship or a Confederate ship. How cool is this? Number one pentagram. Number one pentagram. There's a stick figure, purple stick figure. And then inside here, what I'm standing on here would be, they'd have a bunch of ammo, and now there is a view. Here's another cannon spot, and then that's the only entrance on this side of the fort, the only moat entrance. And you can see the ocean here. The lighthouse is actually like directly behind that, right over there. But yeah, let's go down this way. Some more. Whoa. Big steps. Okay. There's some more cannon pads over here. A bunch of them actually. There's one. The next one over. Let's check this out. I never came over here. This is cool. Right up. Freaky. Alright, well guys. Oh, there's no way down from over here. I'm gonna have to go the other way. Yeah, see those big linkages that would hold the gun so it didn't shoot backwards all the way? Giant cannons. Oh, there's a ladder over there. And some stairs to go back up and down, but we'll go this way. Supposed to be able to see shadow figures running on this rampart, and I'm definitely not going down that way. Oh god. I could go down that. I think I'll go up and around. I don't want to fall down this hill. It's extremely steep. So yeah, these are more cannon posts. Oh, dang. Used to be a tree. That's cool. Yeah, there used to be a tree growing out of there. Huge cannons, swivel cannons. This looks like this had a tomb. Now there's a shot. I'll probably come back 1 hour, 35 minutes and get this. That's cool. Another swivel cannon and another one. And right now we're on top of the entrance. This is the entrance. Ew. That's like 40 feet, 45 feet more. Let's go down this way. Check this out. Hold on, I gotta. My pants. There we go. I do wonder what was in here, if they kept ammo or if this was like a. Maybe where they buried some guys. If people passed away. The next time I come back here, what I'll do is go over to D. Russey Battery. That's where one of the 15-inch barrel cannons exploded on a test firing and 11 men passed away. I've had some really interesting REM pod hits over there, and they had the pop out hideaway guns. So those guns would actually pop up from behind a giant concrete fort and then shoot and then duck back down, and then the next gun would pop up. But I will be back, do another investigation at quarters 1 here, and I'm going to talk to the nice lady that runs the casemate and see if I can ever get in there, because that's a big one for me. I would love to be able to get in there. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I will be back. Let's make sure I'm not going to get run over. So yeah, this part of the wall is one of the thickest parts because it faces the ocean. Probably over 50 feet thick. Echo! And then you gotta imagine that they had these moats, so these would have been drawbridges. And I forget the name of the general, but he saw a moat monster in here, 25 feet long. I hope the possum got out. If you watch the beginning of this live, a possum jumped in this moat when I was walking past it. Alright guys and girls, I'm getting out of here. I'm gonna go relax, watch some TV. I'll have another live soon, maybe a new conspiracy theory. Some aliens in Russia that froze, I think it was 16 soldiers into stone. Here comes a plane. And I'll be doing UFO stuff again too. Probably the 528 hertz. Is this a plane? I don't hear anything. I'm listening. Yeah, okay. I hear it. Now, the other night when I was playing the 528 hertz, something flew past about this low, but no noise. And this one you can hear. That's just probably a military plane. But one last look at the Mothman's eyes. Alright guys and girls, I'm getting out of here. I really do hope you enjoy this. I will be doing a lot more. I'll probably be talking about the Witch of Pogo again. That's a witch, one of the last witches hung, or not hung, dunked in Virginia. I'll tell you about that. I'll do some more conspiracy theories. Maybe we'll do trivia night again. I got horror movie trivia, serial killer trivia, and Halloween trivia. So keep an eye out. Also, I showed a few pictures of my treasure. It's getting bigger. And if in a month, maybe 2 months, I'll be setting some clues out for where I'm going to be burying the actual treasure. Love y'all. Peace out. Have a good night, everybody.